All right, we're here at the 10th running of the Shipyard Cup Regatta. We're here with Jim Teeters, who's going to inform us about how this international super yacht rule came about for rating these mega yachts. Jim, now I guess this didn't start out as a real precise science. It was a little more freelance, as you might call it, to start with, wasn't it?
Yes, before I got started, it was kind of the thumb rule. This boat's that fast, that boat's that fast, and they would make an educated guess as to how to start the fleet to get them to finish together in a pursuit race.
Okay. Now that seems to be mostly the way people with these kind of yachts like to have things run, you know, with a bit more fun to it, rather than being more serious. But, you know, then when things get closer in the finish and things like that, it just kind of evolved, and they finally said, we need to refine this, didn't they?
That is what happened. The actual history was they had some problems, and 12 years ago I got started racing on a boat I'd helped design, and 10 years ago they asked me to help out with the handicaps because yacht performance is what I do. And yes, we started getting close finishes, and there's always an emphasis on fun, but yes, there's been an evolution. The closer the finishes, the more people want to see that next time, and the more the demands on the system that I use. And frankly, the system that I do use is a blend of whatever it takes to meet our objectives, and that blend does change with time as the expectations of the owners and the sailors change.
Okay, so it's still an evolving process at this time, you know, as the technology changes and such like that, correct?
It's more the expectations of the participants and what it is they're looking for.
Okay.
We have people that had heavy luxury boats, and in light air they might see a very fast, more contemporary design moving, and they say, well, I want one of those. So I think we're seeing an evolution of super yachts to have more emphasis on performance. And all these things feed on each other. And I have a number of people I discuss these issues with, primary people that run events, that own events. And it's a matter of finding out where the sport is going, anticipating that, giving people what they want today or what works for them, but also looking to what you're going to need to do a year or two from now, just because it changes.
And you want to keep them coming back to events like this and get more participation built up as well.
Yeah, that is always the key, the index of merit for how good a system you have. And the system is the event and the handicapping, everything that goes with it. When people want to come back and you're increasing numbers, then you're succeeding.
Okay, that's great. It seems like you had things running along here, and the event here has maintained steady and slightly increasing over the last 10 years, and I know you probably had quite a bit to do with that yourself.
Well, this is only the third time I've done the event.
Is it?
We have had some very close finishes, particularly last year. 3 boats on the finish line at the same time. This year the weather was, I guess, a little bit more unpredictable, so it is what it is.
Well, I noticed today you had 2 or 3 boats on the finish line at the same time, although you could only see one at a time.
Yeah, in fact we shortened the course because to finish where we had intended to finish would have been going into a very thick cloud bank in a relatively tight channel. So our principal race officer, Peter Craig, made what was obviously the correct decision. We'll shorten the course. And then we have to recompute the handicapping to account for a shorter course.
Right. All right. Well, that was quite insightful, and thanks for a lot for helping to explain what's going on in these big boats. A lot of people don't understand it. Everybody understands their PHRF and can convert it to IRC and things like that, but a lot of people just don't know about what goes on with these mega yachts, and so that was great. Thank you.
Yeah, in response to that, they want to be able to have a successful race every day, whether the wind is heavy or light, and we cannot use a system like PHRF or IRC for that. You really do have to have a custom rating or speed prediction for every race, depending on the course and depending on the wind, And that's where the technology you referred to comes in. And you need to have that technology at your fingertips and able to execute it in a matter of minutes, because that's all the time you have.
Right, so you've basically got what a lot of people would relate to is wind tunnel predictions at your fingertips to these yachts, you know, what the hydrodynamics of the underbody is going to be at different speeds and different sail area displacement ratios and such.
Yeah, I use a program that takes together tank test analysis and wind tunnel analysis and takes measurements of the boats and uses those databases of analysis to predict how fast a boat can go at any wind speed and any wind angle. And then for every leg of the race, we use those speed predictions to build up a prediction all the way around the course for every boat. And since we're doing a pursuit race, meaning the slowest boat starts first and the fastest boat goes last and the first boat across the finish wins, we had to predict everyone's time around the course before the race starts.
That not only sounds like a useful tool of a program you have there, it sounds like a fun toy.
Well, yeah, I work at U.S. Sailing in the offshore office, and we use this kind of a toy for a different handicap rule like ORR for the Newport Bermuda race, Chicago Mac. We also sell performance packages to sailors that just want to have an idea of how fast their boat can go. So, yes, technology is used for clients like boat owners. It's also used by designers, the same technology, in coming up with their designs.
Fantastic. All right, thanks, Jim. It sounds like you're one of the people that's really helping to propel this sport into the future.
Well, we try to, and I think one of the really important things just to understand is technology by itself is not necessarily the right solution. These boats are luxury cruising boats. They're not pure racing machines. And if I treat them as pure racing machines, only the racing machines are going to win. So there is some human observation, common sense. Just like PHRF is empirical, this system has to be a little bit empirical as well. So we have a blend that has been designed to meet the goals of what we want, which is every well-sailed boat should have a chance in every race.
That's right. That's what keeps everybody out there. All right. Well, great. I suppose you're going to be back next year?
Oh, that's my wish. This will be the 5th out of 6 regattas I do this year. So the rule that I'm using is gaining momentum, and there's just a lot to do. It's a transition era for the rule, and we have to keep pace and anticipate. So,
all right. Once again, thanks, Jim.
You're welcome.
She dances ballet fields in mid-July with an autumn film. My guitar was her stage of freedom. We write the songs of summer romance. All bets are off for the moment. Sunset deals us a winning hand. Bright skies and pure green eyes, all the reasons I should smile. Every move she makes, watching her in the summer sun, window down and the radio up, she smiles as we pass the ballet fields. Something about the way she cries when there's something wrong with a perfect night. She's an innocent soul, a fighter for a heart, thank God she's mine. I bring you home to your mother, she says, honey, you're perfect for my daughter. I never thought she'd find a boy like you. You've had her eyes since I met you, must have got your laugh from her too. Oh, funny how the world works that way. Bright skies and pure green eyes, all the reasons I should smile. Every move she makes, watching her in the summer sun, window down and the radio up, she smiles as we pass the ballet fields. Something about the way she cries when there's something wrong with a perfect night. She's an innocent soul, a fighter for a heart that gold. She's mine. She danced the ballet fields with the ghosts like kind of graves. So long to hope, now it's a promise, and girl, just promise me. She danced ballet fields in mid-July with an autumn feel. My guitar was her stage of freedom.
Being dear